special guest out of Northern California. His name is Matt Cavanaugh. I was on his podcast, the Freedom Chasers podcast. Please go check it out. We're going to have a great conversation today, but today is actually a bonus episode, so thanks for tuning in today. Mr. Matt Cavanaugh, what is your cool or interesting story that you have about real estate, man?
Yeah, so I have quite a few experiences. I have some as an agent, I have some as an investor, and then I have some now as a podcaster getting to learn the experiences. But I would say one of my craziest ones as an agent when I was early on, I was mailing these letters out to property owners, not that all that different than you do to landowners. And I got this gal that wanted to sell with me. When we were trying to sell her property, we listed it. 2 days later, we get a phone call from a buyer who said, "Hey, I'd like to buy this property, but I need to let you know that I've already tried to make an offer on this house. And when I tried to make an offer on this house before, the agent who was the agent at that time encouraged me to make an offer $100,000 below list price. We wanted to offer more, but the agent told us to offer that low. So we did. And then they offered, and then 3 days later, the offer was rejected. And so they were like confused, didn't know what to do. So anyways, some time goes by, that listing expires. We send the mailer, we get the listing. We bring the buyer, which is this person that called us. We get the offer at the right amount. The deal goes into contract.
This show is sponsored by HiveMind CRM. It is more than just a CRM. It is a real estate and business mastermind that comes with an all-in-one CRM. You can have unlimited websites and users. You can call, text, RVM, and email all in one user interface. And you can set up custom automations for any type and multiple businesses. 65% of companies start using a CRM system within the first 5 years of business. Once implemented, the HiveMind will save you on marketing, give you more time, and make more money. One of our users had his first $100,000 month using our system in June. We want to see you automate and accelerate your business. Text us at 210-972-1842 for future meetings, and of course to get our $1 course on how to make more than 6 figures on one land deal. You can schedule your free demo today at HiveMindCRM.io.
Shortly after that, the seller comes to me and says, "Hey, look, I need you to lower your commission because that wasn't your buyer. That was the old agent's buyer." And I said, "Well, actually, I think I should get a bonus because this buyer is actually paying more now because I wasn't trying to discourage them to offer lower." Well, anyways, seller ends up getting pretty upset. She ties a black bag around our yard sign. I know this because an agent that we had that we're friends with called us and said, "Hey, there's a black bag around your sign." So we said, "Hey, well, will you take the black bag off?" 2 days later, there's a bigger black sign, or black bag with a bigger rope. So we took the sign down thinking like, okay, well, we'll get through this. We'll get to the escrow. Well, this buyer had to sell their house. So we sold their house and found the buyer for that house. So there's 4, sides that are riding on this deal. We get 2 days before closing and the seller says, "Hey, I'm not going to sign the seller docs. You can sue me if you want to, unless if you basically remove most of your commission." So we actually had to get a battle where we sent an attorney letter to the seller. Finally, the seller came together, signed the documents, and we closed. But it was that's my black bag story of being a real estate agent.
Sellers are crazy.
Sellers are crazy. And as an investor, they're not any less crazy when you're an investor than when you're an agent.
Did they give reasoning why they put a black bag over your sign?
I just think that was her way of blackballing, or maybe even blackmailing. I don't know if there was some imagery there in her mind or not, but it was just like, "Hey, I don't want anybody to see his name." I was baffled. I'm like, I took this buyer and actually got them up almost $100,000. Like I thought I was going to be like riding in on a parade, on a white horse, but not the case.
Man, sellers are crazy. I think I made a tweet the other day. It was like, sellers are liars, buyers are liars, agents are liars, wholesalers are liars, investors are liars, developers are liars. Everybody's a liar.
That's right. That's right.
That is insane. When you talk about that story, I'm like, is it like some voodoo stuff? Like I would have just pulled the sign out. Like I put a black bag over it.
Yep. I should have done it the first time. I ended up having to do it after the second one. I'm like, I don't know how big that bag could have gotten. So, yeah.
You can't explain the nonsense that comes with real estate because sellers are crazy sometimes, man. You can't even explain it.
Indeed. It's like you're dealing with them in their dreams, their money. Like you say, if you mess with somebody's dreams, that's a big deal. If you mess with their family, you mess with their money, like you're dealing with all of that in one transaction. And so it's crazy how people who are normally very normal, very kind people, you get them in a real estate transaction and who knows what they're going to be like.
And here's the crazy part too. Like your listing agreement agreed to pay the closing costs, so it's not like it was like something you didn't disclose up front.
Correct. Well, and on top of the fact that it was disclosed that we were representing the buyer and the seller, all the offer prices were disclosed. Everything was communicated and agreed to. I didn't tell one party anything the other party didn't want me to say. So like every step of the way, there was complete consent and disclosure.
The show is sponsored by The List Guys. Do you need more leads in your local or virtual market? 1 in 10 small businesses don't invest in any kind of marketing. The List Guys have over 35 plus list types to choose from, and you can mix and match any list or criteria. We also use the skip trace list and provide up to 7 numbers and email addresses. Every list you purchase will be scrubbed against previous purchases. The List Guys are here to save you time. Contact the List Guys today at www.1listguys.com. That's www.1listguys.com.
And yet it was like she probably called because the old agent was her friend. So she probably called the old agent up and was like, hey, we got this under contract, and they found out like, oh, and that agent wanted a cut. So she probably wanted to take cut from me to give to that agent, even though that agent told them to offer $100,000 less than list price, which to me, like, I still cannot figure out, like, why in the world, when you're an agent for somebody and their friend, would you encourage somebody to offer way lower than list price?
Sounds fishy.
It sounds fishy.
There's more to the story that we don't know.
There is, for sure. For sure.
I hope you like this episode. Please go check out the next one. Thanks, Matt, for coming on and telling that story. Sellers are crazy. So I'm going to leave you with.
Love
Matt, where can people find you online? Where can people find you online, Matt?
Oh, where can we find you online? Yeah, so Freedom Chasers Podcast. So you can go on Apple Podcasts. You can go on YouTube. Our link tree is linktree/Freedom Chasers Podcast. Any of those will get you there.
There you go. Go check them out. People are crazy. Have a good day, guys. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys. If you would like to receive hot leads right to your cell phone in a text message, check out hiveleads.io, and you can receive the same leads we've been receiving in our campaign for 3.5 years that's made us successful in the land game. Check us out. Sub 2 means that you buy a house that's subject to the existing mortgage, right? So somebody has a mortgage on a house, they can no longer pay it, and now